my goal. It's ChinnyVision. Purveyors of fine games alternative software released Indoor Soccer, which I have the Spectrum version here, and came out on a variety of formats as ever. Quality tape from Alternative duplicated in the back of their own warehouse in Pontefract, West Yorkshire. The instructions promise a superb simulation of indoor soccer with fast action, great graphics and super sound effects, including digitised speech, brackets, Spectrum and C64. There is no C64 version. 3 skill levels, 1 or 2 players, fouls, penalties for fighting. Wow. And the game has this rather striking loading screen on Spectrum. I'm loading this in from this original cassette, and as ever, Alternative haven't stuck the label on the game particularly well. BP tune and a rather basic menu screen here, written by George Michael and Ritchie, or G. Michael Ritchie. Unsure. 1 or 2 player options and some difficulty options as well. Enter your team name. Going to call myself Chinny. Off we go, and the computer's got the ball. I think I'm the black player. I'm running left to right, and there's horrific colour clash up the top there, as you can see already. Yes, child has the shouted goal. So we've got sampled speech at least. And the thing is, if you get the ball at the kick-off, you will score. If the computer gets the ball at the kick-off, it will score. And you can just see how bad the colour clash is. It's terrible, especially when you cross over the top of the screen there and the ball turns to a block when you hit it into the goal. It's, yeah. It's all rather messy, and the computer's got the ball this time. So we're 1-1, but the computer is guaranteed to score. I'm not going to get a chance, and it's sometimes quite difficult to tell who you are as well. It's all rather flickery and messy. Music and sound effects by Gary Ritchie. Copyright 1986, Magnificent 7. And another goal. So it's lots of goals going on then, at least. Over to the Acorn Electron. Now, I won't be including the BBC version because these 2 versions are the same. It's the same game on both formats. We've got some instructions which, if you suffer from photosensitive epilepsy, I'd look away now. Can I read this? Indoor soccer is a flashing mess of text altered now something. Yeah. Perhaps you'll look at it on a larger screen than me. We've got a loading screen there. Music by Craig Wall. Wouldn't shout about that, Craig. Unusually for BBC Micro/Electron game, you can redefine the keys. And here we go on the Electron. As I say, it's the same on the BBC. Auto detects which version you have. Just trying to find the keys here. It's very flickery. It's very, 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 very flickery. And the team names which you can't change are the Sexy 6 versus Dr. Death. I'm not quite sure which of those I am. I'm assuming I'm the Sexy 6. Being indoor football, you can bounce the ball off the edge of the pitch. So you can't get the ball out. There's no corners. There's no throw-ins. This is horrible. And it gets a noise when you score a goal. Yeah. It's... oh. Yeah. This is just horrific. Oh. Oh dear. Amstrad CPC version again by G. Michael Ritchie. So it's one person, it's not Michael... G. Michael Ritchie. Anyway, this is the Amstrad version. We can't redefine your keys, but you'll probably have a joystick, so it doesn't matter too much. Into mode 0. It's nice and colourful. Oh! Yeah. Animation-wise, there's not much animation, and secondly, even if we ignore the horrific problems when anything crosses over anything else, some of the sprites have huge flashing blocks around them at random intervals. Right, the computer scored a goal. Amstrad 1, Chinny 0. And let's take time to have a look at the crowd. Yeah. It's really bad when you get up the top and you cross over the advertising hoardings and the pink blocks that randomly appear around some of the players. Why? This makes five-a-side soccer by Mastertronic look competent. I'm trying to run out of my own... Oh no, the computer's got it again. Commodore 16 version. And there's a C16 version and a +4 version. So you've got to make sure you have the right version for your system. I'm running all these on a +4. But we'll start off on the C16. There's 1 or 2 player options. No other menu options on the C16. Can't type in your team names. Very little sound. And off we go. Ball pings around a bit better. I mean, the thing about indoor football is the pitch is obviously much smaller. So at least on here you ping around the ball a bit better. Blues 1, Greens 0, because you can't select the teams. And the crowd do jiggle up and down with their horrifying faces. And it has the crossover problem from the Amstrad, flickering, poor animation, it's got the lot. But oddly, it's more playable than the others. Who are... The Magnificent Seven, by the way, I think they were the original publishers. This game came out on the C16 and +4, and then was bought up by Alternative, who programmed their own versions. Possibly. It's hard to get to the bottom of it. There is no C64 version, despite what the inlay says. Over to the +4, it looks the same, it flickers the same, it has all the same glitches, but it does have more sound, it has some crowd noises, and it has fouls and penalties as well. And they do jiggle up and down in time with the crowd noise, which is worth it for that 64k of RAM you've got. It's horrible though. And all these versions seem to... They all seem so shoddy. Surely you can make sprites cross over each other without flickering. There'd be marginally more fun playing this as a 2-player game, but not much. Back to the Spectrum, it's Chinny 6, Clive 10, and that's the end of the half. And off we go for the second half on the Spectrum. You can't change the match length. It is 5 minutes per half. Oh! It goes on forever. Multicoloured faces on the Spectrum version in the crowd. Oh, if you were the coders of this, why would you so loudly proclaim it everywhere? Gary Ritchie. Oh, it's horrible. It's so horrible. It's novel because it's indoor soccer and you can bounce the ball off the advertising hoardings. But I mean, up here at the top, look at the state of this. You cannot see what's going on. It's just a flickering, horrible mess.
Penalty.
Penalty, it said. But we're not playing a penalty. Perhaps we do it at the end of the half or something. Oh. And look at the blocks around the goalkeeper there as he moves around. It's horrific. Back to the Acorn Electron with the C16 versus Dr. Death. And I'm 6-0 up now. It's horrible. It's dreadful. It's just horrific. Oh. Sorry, it's 6-1. It's 6-1. Do you know, how can anyone put this rubbish out? I just, as ChinnyVision goes on through the years, you come across some games and you go, this is the C16 / Dr. Death. You just think, really, did you think this was acceptable? Did you not get the coder to polish this up? Or did you just throw any old rubbish out? Back to the Amstrad, time is running out in every single sense. 5 minutes per half. Oh, we've got a flashing block around the player there. Oh, it's a penalty. Player 1 is the goalie. I am the goalie. I'm running. That's quite nice. That's quite nice. Right, when are we going to kick off? I'm 6-1 down. You can move. Oh, I'm going to save it. Surely I should have saved it. The ball's still in front of me, but he scored. And all the faces, looking at the faces. Oh. It's a nude goalie. Mr. Nude from Digitizer is the goalie. Well, that looked like it was saved, but I've scored. Oh, no, the Amstrad scored. Oh, I don't know. No, I scored. Chinny 2, Amstrad 7. It's the second half now. Got another 5 minutes of this. I think my player's nude now. Did they, alternative, not even go, lads, can you fix the problem with the blocks around the players? Could you fix that, do you think? And then we'll publish it. No, it's gone out with blocks around the players. I mean, let alone the fact I haven't learned how to overlay the sprites properly, but there's horrific sprite glitches, and no one went, during play testing or any kind of testing, yeah, that's a bit rubbish. Back to the +4. And we have a penalty. Doesn't work like the Amstrad version. Here we go, penalty. No. It's... For a C16 game, you know, you kind of just about accept it. But on the +4, this isn't acceptable really at all, is it? Coming up towards the end of the game on the Amstrad, I'm 14-3 down, but I have actually stopped playing the game, let it carry on by itself, because I'm so bored. My goalkeeper has a horrific graphical glitch around him, players are disappearing, the half is over, and that's the end of the game. It doesn't even say you've won, or you've lost, or what the score is, it just says half over. Oh dear. Indoor soccer is complete tripe, even at $1.99. I thought five-a-side soccer by Mastertronic on the Mad label set the bar low, but this is plumbing the depths of hell. Graphically glitchy on every single version, from the Spectrum version where the colour clash renders things invisible, to the Amstrad version where there shouldn't be any problem, but sprites vanish and glitch and have blocks around them. The Electron version, which might induce some kind of photosensitive epilepsy problem in people, it flickers so much. The graphics on the C16 version are vaguely more acceptable given the limitations of the machine, but the upgraded +4 version has nothing more to show other than some extra gameplay elements. In all of these versions, the C16 version, for the limitations of the machine, seems to rise above the other versions, but only in the same way that salmonella poisoning is better than botulism.